Okay, I want to do a sample stoichiometry problem that I'm just making up right now. Right now I have an equation that says nitrogen and hydrogen makes NH3, also known as ammonia. You probably didn't know that yet, but NH3 is also called ammonia. So nitrogen and hydrogen reacts to make ammonia. So first of all, is this reaction even a balanced equation? And of course, it's not a balanced equation. Why? Because notice two nitrogens, one nitrogen. So let's start with the nitrogen part. I'll just do one element at a time. Nitrogen, two nitrogens. I need two nitrogens. There's a two. So now the nitrogen's balanced. Are we done? Of course not. Because you see here, two hydrogens on the left side. On the right side, 2 times 3 or 6 hydrogens. I need 6 hydrogens on the right side. So 3 times 2 is 6 hydrogens. So now this equation is balanced. So I'm going to write this in words, but also I'm going to write down a coefficient that's in front of nitrogen. If it doesn't say anything, what's the coefficient in front of nitrogen? Of course, if it doesn't say anything, it's a 1. I'm writing a 1, though normally we don't write 1s. It's kind of like you don't write 1x plus 1y. You just say x plus y. Same reason here. So this equation, I want to write it out in words. This equation here says that 1 mole of nitrogen, I'll just say that, I'll just write it as N2, and 3 moles of hydrogen, H2, yields to make or reacts to make 2 moles of NH3, also known as ammonia. That's what this equation says. 1 mole of nitrogen, 3 moles of hydrogen makes 2 moles of ammonia. When we read equations, we should be reading them in moles. So don't read them as grams. If you know grams, well, the only way I know grams is convert all your moles into grams by finding molar mass. Okay, so that's all we know from this equation. I'm going to make up a question right now. Let's say, okay, this is made up. Let's say you're given 2.3 moles of hydrogen. Okay, that will produce how many moles of ammonia, NH3? Okay, that's my first question. This is the easiest of questions in stoichiometry. Why? This is a moles to moles problem. I am given moles, in this case 2.3 moles, and I'm trying to find moles of NH3 ammonia. That's an NH3, if you can't read my handwriting. So I know the ratio between them. 3 moles of ammonia makes 2 moles, 3 moles of hydrogen, that's a hydrogen. 3 moles of hydrogen makes 2 moles of ammonia. Coefficient 3. 3 moles of hydrogen makes 2 moles of ammonia. So if I have 2.3 moles of hydrogen, well, that's less than 3. How many moles of ammonia will it produce? Well, since that's less than 3, well, it'll be a little bit less than 2. But of course, we need a number here. Always start with the given. In this case, this is my 2.3 moles of hydrogen. That's my given. That was just given right there, 2.3 moles of ammonia, or hydrogen. Now, I want to figure out, again, how many moles of NH3, ammonia. I know the ratio between them is 3 to 2, 2 to 3, one of these. Okay. Well, since I want to I'm going to multiply it by the mole ratio. Either 3 to 2, 2 to 3. Now, how do I know what goes on top, what goes on bottom? Like what we did in dimensional analysis, because I want to cancel out the moles of H2, I need to put moles of H2 at the bottom, and therefore moles of NH, that's an NH3 on the top. And a relationship between moles of ammonia, NH3, to moles of hydrogen will be 2 to 3. 2 moles of NH3 ammonia comes from 3 moles of hydrogen. Comes from 3 moles of hydrogen. I put the moles of hydrogen, H2, into the denominator so that it will cancel out. So it would be 2.3 times 2/3. And I'll just take out my calculator for that one. But it would be 2.3 times 2 divided by 3, or 1. Okay, technically right now I only have 2 sig figs, so 1.5 moles of ammonia, NH3. Okay, so 1.5 moles of ammonia are produced from 2.3 moles of NH3. Now, to make this question harder, I'm just going to change it. I'm not going to change it much. I'm now just going to change this 2.3 moles of hydrogen to 2.3 grams of hydrogen. Okay, now I just changed the question to 2.3 grams of hydrogen will produce how many moles of ammonia? If it was moles, which I just crossed out the word moles and put grams, we just multiply the ratio 2 to 3, okay, or 2/3. But I'm given grams. So, but I know how to do this. I know how to convert grams to moles. I know how to find grams to moles by, if I know the molar mass, how much does 1 mole of hydrogen weigh? 1 mole of H2, the molar mass is from looking it up on the periodic table. This is 2 hydrogens. It will be the weight of 2 hydrogens. Hydrogen on the periodic table is 1.01. So that'd be, or I just put grams, or 2.02 grams in 1 mole of H2. 1 mole of H2 weighs 2.02 grams. How do I find that again? That's 2 hydrogens on the periodic table. I don't have a periodic table in front of me right now, but if you look on the periodic table, the molar mass or the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.01. I'm just doing 3 sig figs right now. 1.01. So 2 times 1.01 is 2.02. If I have 2.3 grams of hydrogen, now I have my conversion factor. I can change grams to moles. So first step, take my 2.3 grams of hydrogen, change my grams to moles. I know there are 2.02 grams of hydrogen in 1 mole of hydrogen. That's why I just calculated there. 1 mole H2 is 2.02 grams. Now, grams and grams cancel. Now I have moles of hydrogen. Now that I have this, I'm not done yet. I can calculate, well, actually the question is not to find the number of moles of hydrogen. I'm trying to find the number of moles of NH3, ammonia. So I have to just do this one extra step again. That 2 moles of ammonia is formed from 3 moles of hydrogen, where again the balanced equation, 3 moles of hydrogen makes 2 moles of ammonia. 3 moles of hydrogen makes 2 moles of ammonia. I put the moles of H2 into the denominator, so it'll cancel out. So it'll be 2.3 times 2 divided by 2.02 and 3. Type that on a calculator. Okay, at the end, of course, this will be 2 sig figs. Let me just type that on a calculator. Okay, I'll just push it up here. We have 2.3 times 2 divided by 2.02 and 3. On my calculator, 0.759 or 0.76, because it should be 2 sig figs. Okay, so from this equation, now I know that 2.3 grams of H2 will produce 0.76 moles of NH3. The hardest type of stoichiometry problem, and they're not that hard, is if I now change the question to 2.3 grams of H2 will produce how many grams? Sometimes it'll say, what is the mass of NH3? The mass is grams. You know, how much does something weigh? We use the unit of grams. So to do this one, all we have to do is just one extra step. I already know 2.3 grams of H2, it makes 0.76 moles of NH3. I just have one more step. Change my 0.76 moles of NH3 into grams. How do I do that? Find the molar mass of NH3. How much does 1 mole of NH3 weigh? Well, that'd be the mass of nitrogen on the periodic table, that's 14.01, and 3 hydrogens, which is 1.01. Add that all up, that's 17.04 grams. And again, I'm just doing, well, in this case, this is 4 sig figs, but there's 4 sig figs. 1 mole of ammonia, NH3, weighs 17.04 grams. Okay, so 17 grams. Now, I have 0.76 moles of NH3. The question is, how many grams of NH3 is that? So it's just one extra step. I'm just going to do it from here. 0.76 moles of NH3. I'm going to change it to grams. 1 mole of NH3, ammonia, weighs 17.04 grams. So now moles of ammonia cancel out. It'd be 0.76 times 17.04, which I am typing in a calculator right now. I got 12.95, technically 3 sig figs again, or sorry, 2 sig figs again. So this would be 13 grams. Okay, so the question, let me zoom that out. So if the question were, again, 2.3 grams of H2 will produce how many grams of NH3? It'd be all this step, but then we just have to do one more thing, change my moles into grams again. I change moles into grams by multiplying by molar mass. How do I find a molar mass? Add all the molar masses up of the NH3, 1 nitrogen, 3 hydrogens on the periodic table. Okay, so that's the basic things of doing a stoichiometry problem.